Welcome to Short Corners, where we give you some quick thoughts on some of soccer's biggest topics of the week. I'm Amobi Akugo, back again with yours truly, L. There's a lot of news that's been happening. L, first and foremost, how you feeling?
Feeling all right, man. It's been, as usual, as I always say, it's been a busy week. But we hanging in there. We putting plays together. If you're watching this, you're probably a patron on our newly launched Patreon. So thank you for that. Thank you for tapping in with us and supporting us.
Yeah, much
How
love,
about
much
you? How
love.
you feeling?
Now feeling good. Yeah, the weeks get busier, but it's when you have that itch, is some things are coming. So I'm excited to see what may come. Um, Obviously, this summer we started the Patreon, some other things on the personal side. But yeah, we're just trying to make moves and shape.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's get right into it. We got two topics that we'll touch on this week. First up, your beloved Chelsea has sold to the Todd Bowley Group. The sales officially closed. What was it, around 4 billion,
Yep.
something to that degree? So I want to get your thoughts on that. How you feeling about the new ownership, and what are some things you like to see from them as they kind of take over from Abramovich?
Yeah, so obviously, got to give a shout out to Abramovich, probably the best era of Chelsea. Obviously, off the field, there's been some issues for why he had to sell, and that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother short corners. But with this new group, I'm excited. American ownership, what they've done with the Dodgers, you can tell like they're not afraid to put money down. $4 billion, $4 billion. But let's make sure we don't just try to commercialize Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea's a big brand. We do well when it comes to the media, but let's continue to figure out ways to catch the Man Cities, the Liverpools of the world. I mean, we did win Champions League last year. We haven't won the league in a while, but I think if we continue to fine tune a little bit of the data, a little bit of the eye test, a little bit of what's working, a little bit of new ideas, we can continue to stay in the upper echelon. I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, I think we're going to see a unique approach as we're losing a lot of key players, but I'm excited to see how they implement moving forward.
So do you think that um, they'll have more of an Abramovich approach or more of a Stan Kroenke approach than being
Nah, nah,
American
we're going
owners? Like
Abraham. Yeah,
being in the American sports system, like it's a lot different. The business mind is a lot different. It's less about passion, more about
yeah,
analytics, numbers, profit and loss, that type of thing.
yeah.
So which way do you think they'll sway?
I think Imbrovich. Yeah, uh, with the dash of Liverpool. Uh, I think those are the models that we've seen be successful. Obviously, Stan Kroenke, if you're looking at it from a business perspective, I mean he's killing it. But no, we need that Abramovich. You know.
You think they got the bread to splash that kind of cash though? They don't have the oil money over
Yeah,
there. Got
that's tough. No, they're gonna we're gonna
how
have to
did
do it.
Bowley
We're
and
gonna have to do
company
it
make their
smart.
million?
We're gonna have to do it smart. We're gonna have to do it smart. So better scouting. Chelsea has already one of the top youth development programs. I mean, the fact that all the people that we have on loan that are doing well just shows you that scouting is not a problem. It's like, all right, how do you translate that to the first team and making smart signings that are underrated but valuable. Maybe getting them earlier or getting them as they are neglected from other squads, and then it all comes down to coaching and performance. So it's going to be tough, when you got to compete with Man City, but as Liverpool has shown, if you do it right and correctly, you can take it to the last week of the Premier League and really have a fighting chance.
Yep, that's actually a good segue as the summer window is open now. This is the first window under the new helm. What would you like to see from them during this summer window? Like, you want to see any men's national team players come over? Like, what's the vibe?
Yeah. So we got to get rid of all the dead weight. All these people that are on loan that they have no chance of, coming into the first team. Get rid of them, sell them for profit, and reinvest that back into the team, whether it's the first team or the up and comers that are coming, like the U18s, the reserves, and go from there. We definitely need to figure out this Lukaku situation. He's on high wages, but hasn't performed. And then I guess the direction of the club. Obviously, Tuchel, he's only been there for like less than 3 years, but is he a coach that's going to be there, for 5 to 10 years, or is it going to be a situation where it's on the carousel again? So trying to figure out our approach there. And in terms of signings, another midfielder would be great. And then we definitely need some center back help, especially with Rudiger leaving, Silva's getting a year older, and then potentially the Denmark Christensen's leaving as well. So, yeah. And do not bring Maguire. There's been rumors about that. Keep him far away.
All right, bet.
No.
So we're not anticipating a Leeds approach here with what they did with Jesse Marsh, bringing him over, and then bringing over Aronson, and then seeing a bunch of
for Chelsea.
Seeing him
Nah,
linked to a bunch of
Chelsea.
seeing him linked to a bunch of U.S. men's national team players, trying to make it.
Chelsea's a bigger club than doing all that. Like, I mean, there's one guy from the U.S. men's national team that I would bring over to Chelsea. That's a good scenario.
Who is that?
Right now, who's on the squad? I mean, no one really, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to think, like, that can displace somebody right now. Right backs covered, got Rich James. Center backs, nah.
About the midfield.
If Conte leaves, then okay, maybe like a McKinney. Actually, nah, because we already got Loftus-Cheek. We got, yeah, I'll take Adams over Jorginho, but I mean, we got some other people that I think are on the higher radar, but I'll take Adams over Jorginho, but I don't want people to listen to me like, oh, now Amobi rates Adams more than Jorginho. I probably do, but that's besides the point.
We already feel a way about Jorginho, though. That's no.
But Adams,
it's no secret.
He's been getting injured like quite a bit, so I like Weston too, and Weston performs, as the level increases. But is he a 38 games, 10 goals, 10 assists guy? I'm not saying Chelsea needs that from him, but yeah, it'd have to be one of the midfielders: Tyler, Weston, Munsa. Yeah, because everyone else, Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's stay in Europe real quick. Kind of going off script. Barcelona just recently put out like a little menu or pricing list of how much it would cost to host weddings at the Camp Nou.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people are bantering online talking about Barca down bad, this and that. They're trying to get Lewandowski this summer. They just released some arguably ugly kits. So I guess all that culminating into this. How you feeling about Barca right now? Like, what do you think about that business strategy? Like, is it smart? Is it desperation move? Like, how do you feel about it?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're trying to maximize. I'm not sure like the pricing if it's like outlandish, but you're trying to maximize your ownership, your equity, your land, and there's been a lot of memories, whether it's for the couple or they might be longtime Barca supporters. They might have met at a Barca game, whatever. So there's a nostalgic feeling to that. As long as they're not like cutthroat with the prices, I think you try to maximize and squeeze out the orange juice from whatever you have. So no problem there. If it's things like the Cowboys model, I don't know if they do weddings, but they do a lot of other stuff there. The jerseys are abysmal. Those did not really come out well. And then in terms of Lewandowski, that would be a good signing. I mean, he is like 34, but as we've seen with the Ballon d'Or Benz, what these guys are eating and health and wellness and recovery, you can play at least until you're 38 at a very high level. And that would be a good signing because they need like a proven out and out goal scorer.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm not saying I'm officially a Chelsea. I'm not a Chelsea.
You were about to say
Barcelona
it.
supporter. Nah, I'm not saying I'm a Barcelona supporter. I still got time to zig and zag. I haven't like solidified my La Liga supportership yet, but still a free agent. So their moves are feeling a little bit Arsenal-ish right now. I don't know if I could take that,
Yeah.
or if I could take more of that. So I may hold off on Barcelona for right now, but we'll keep an eye on that. So moving over here to the States in MLS, Miguel Angel Ramirez, the manager of Charlotte FC, and the club have parted ways after 14 games. He was notoriously famous for saying, we're screwed after, what was it, like a couple preseason games and they weren't playing well. He told the media that the team was screwed. So that kind of got a lot of attention on the team. But since then, they've done pretty well for an expansion team that doesn't have like a full roster together,
Yeah.
so to speak. What are you thinking like the reasons were for his parting? It seems kind of abrupt, and they're not even like halfway through the season yet.
Yeah.
And they're an expansion side, so like the expectations aren't very high. So why do you think they went their separate ways so early?
You got too many chefs in the kitchen. No one gets a meal. Everyone wants to be top dog. I think it was just a power hungry trip between obviously front office staff, coaching staff, and like some of the higher up players. And I guess no one can get on the same page, and it's actually disappointing too because Charlotte is a great market, great soccer region. Maybe not Charlotte specifically, but the North Carolina region as a whole, just a great soccer atmosphere. And then from the standpoint of them as a team, like they're not doing terribly. Like they're fighting for a playoff position. They got a good young player in the young boy. I think he's from Indiana or Maryland. Uh, they got
Bender.
yeah Bender. They got some homegrown talent. Like it's a great combination. And the coach was like energetic. Obviously, we're not seeing what he's doing in the locker room, but people gravitated towards him. Like he was a good presence. With his media. Good coaching tactics, all that. But when everyone wants to have the final say, that's when things end up not going well. So hopefully Charlotte can have like a response back because it could be over before it started. Not in the sense of like, you had a good thing and because of minor bad decision making, now you're falling behind the wayside. But I'm interested to hear what you got. Considering that's your region.
Um, I didn't get a chance to really read too much into it. I mean, they said he was giving Pep Guardiola vibes without the results, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But the team did hold a press conference and said a whole lot of nothing. So that didn't really give us any indications of what the reasons were. They were just basically saying that they're parting ways. So I'm wondering if it's like a coaching personality thing, or if it's a situation with the ownership, because there have been other high level executives in the company or in the
Yeah.
Tepper Sports Entertainment Group who have left recently. So is it like a culture and environment thing? Like there may be some deeper internal issues that we don't know of or not privy to. So I'm kind of chalking it up to that. Like we don't know exactly what the reason was. There's a rumor that came out that Swiderski, one of their DPs,
he's not like that. If that's the rumor, he's not like that to be making coaching decisions.
Yeah, he didn't want to come play for the coach after the international break. So yeah. we don't know. Like maybe it'll come out in an athletic article at some point. We'll figure out what really happened.
Yeah.
If we can get a good beat writer over there, but I don't know, but I wish him the best. Like even though they're close rivals to Atlanta, they are building something nice out there. Like I had the privilege of going out there for the opening game.
Yeah.
Like the game day atmosphere is great. The kits are dope. They got friend of the show, Darius Barnes out there, working on the MLS Next Pro squad. So you're definitely building some good stuff out there. We just want to. So I wish him the best. hopefully this doesn't derail their season. If anything, it should galvanize them and help them finish strong. But guess we'll figure it out soon.
Yeah, most
What the
definitely.
issue really was.
Facts. I think you touched it. You put the nail on the head when it comes to some of like the cultural differences when it comes to coaches, and then sports in America. There's a often a divide, and some it's crazy too because you got some players from Europe or South America that are used to that, but then they expect to come to America and like now it's a bit more relaxed, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just tension building when you have a coach that's trying to implement his way of you know extra serious Pep Guardiola vibes, and it's cool. I know if you want to have Pep Guardiola, Guardiola vibes, but those Man City players are getting paid, 3, 4, 6, 7, $8 million a year, so they can probably all you know bite the bullet when you got a couple guys in the states and MLS. Salaries are increasing. Um, we're not pocket watching, but salaries are increasing. It's still not at the level where the culture is like expecting, like, yo, we're doing 2 a days here, and we're watching your weight, and you can't be eating, you can't be having no cheat days, you can't. Nah, it's not like that out here yet. Some teams are doing it, some teams aren't, and like that divide between front office, coaching staff, players, you're starting to see like which ones are being affected and which ones are succeeding.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, I wish them the best of luck. Um, except for I think they're done playing Atlanta this season.
You guys already
I
played them
think we
twice?
played y'all. I think so.
Uh,
I'm not. Don't hold me to that.
yeah,
But yeah, wish them the best of luck. And that's it for this week.
yeah,
What you
most
got a movie?
definitely. No, that's it for this week. Shout out to the Patreon folks. It really means a lot. We've been going at this for 2+ years now, almost at 100 episodes. A lot of growth. So for you guys to support the vision, it really means a lot. Subscribe, rate, and review. It helps us get discovered. Follow us on the socials at 2 Cents FC Show. If you're watching this, you're probably on Patreon. Thank you. Tell a friend to join us as well. And tweet us your comments on the show and any topics you want me or Elle to discuss. You already know what it is. The only show where you get unfiltered thoughts and opinions on a weekly cadence.
Peace out.